All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling something we all have to do at some point, but honestly, nobody ever looks forward to it. Yep, we're talking about navigating the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Historically, that's a chore known to eat up your entire afternoon. But don't worry, because today we are breaking down exactly how you can take back your time by booking your Maine BMV appointments entirely online. So let's just dive right in. Look, we've literally all been there. You carve out time from your busy schedule, walk through those double doors, and you're just immediately greeted by a massive sea of people. Then you pull a number from that little ticket dispenser and you just know it is going to be a very, very long day. It's a universal frustration, right? But what if I told you that in Maine, those days of endless walk-in waiting can pretty much be a thing of the past? The secret is actually sitting right there at your fingertips. The Maine BMV has gone through this massive digital shift, and they now offer online appointment scheduling that lets you completely skip the line. Whether you're sitting at your desktop at work or just scrolling on your smartphone, knowing how to navigate these digital systems is an absolute game changer for a frictionless BMV experience. So, here's our roadmap for today. 1. Skip the BMV line. 2. Know your prerequisites. 3. Booking general appointments. 4. Scheduling your road test. 5. Insider tips and warnings. And finally, 6. Final prep and disclaimer. Okay, starting off with Section 1, skip the BMV line, navigating the digital portals. Now here's a really crucial detail to start. The Maine BMV uses two completely separate online systems, so you absolutely need to know which lane you belong in. On one side, we have the CMF Flow Portal. This is their cloud-based system for standard, general branch visits. Think first-time vehicle registrations, state IDs, or your initial real ID. On the other side, we have the Driver Exam Portal. This one is exclusively for aspiring drivers scheduling a behind-the-wheel road test. If you try to book a road test in the general portal, you are totally out of luck. Moving right along to Section 2, know your prerequisites. Paperwork is everything. You guys, the rules here are incredibly strict. The Maine BMV enforces intense federal and state document verification protocols. If you show up and fail to produce original, certified, unexpired, and non-laminated documents, the quote you're seeing is exactly what happens. Branch employees are legally required to terminate the transaction on the spot. They have literally zero flexibility here. So being prepared is your best friend. So let's look at the checklist for teen drivers getting ready for a road test. Before you even touch that online scheduling system, you have to meet these requirements. First, you got to be at least 16 years old. You must have held your learner's permit for 6 consecutive months, entirely conviction-free. You also need a finished, state-approved driver ed course. And finally, you must have 70 hours of supervised driving, 10 of those at night, with a signed log sheet to prove it. Double-checking this list will absolutely save you from a rejected application. Now, if you're hitting the general portal for a first-time Real ID, federal compliance is just as tight. You need a document proving your identity, date of birth, and lawful status in the U.S. You've got to provide your social security number, though you don't always need the physical card for that one. Crucially, you need 2 physical documents proving Maine residency, like a utility bill or a pay stub. Oh, and make sure everything is legible and physically intact, because they will reject damaged paperwork. And heads up, if you've legally changed your name, you are definitely going to need extra documentation for that. All right, Section 3, booking general appointments, using the CXM Flow Portal. This process is wonderfully straightforward if you know what to do. Step 1, navigate right to mainbmvapt.cxmflow.com. Quick pro tip, use a desktop browser or make sure your mobile connection is super stable so it doesn't time out on you. Step 2, select your regional branch. Maine has 13 of these to pick from, everywhere from Augusta and Bangor to Springvale and Topsham. And step 3, punch in your full legal name, phone number, and email. Make absolutely sure this matches your official documents. And here is the real beauty of their dynamic allocation framework. You can book a general appointment up to 60 days in advance. 60 days! And they refresh and release available appointments daily. This means if you know your license expires in 2 months, don't wait. Log in today, lock down a slot 60 days out, and skip the stress entirely. Now, if you don't see a slot that works right away, here's an insider hack. Check back early the next morning. Cancellations and new future slots get pushed into the system every single day. On to Section 4, scheduling your road test, the Driver Exam Portal. First things first, if you want to take a driving test in Maine, an appointment is mandatory. You can't just walk in and no, you cannot call them to set it up. The Bureau explicitly states they do not handle road test bookings over the phone. The online portal is literally your only gateway. Now, scheduling a road test is actually this quirky hybrid of offline and online steps. Step 1 is offline. You literally have to mail your road test request card and your logged practice hours to the DMV headquarters in Augusta. If it's been a few weeks and you still can't get into the portal, give the Augusta, Maine office a call to make sure it wasn't lost in the mail. Once they approve it, step 2. Head to maine.gov/sos/BMV and click Schedule a Driver Exam. Step 3, pick your location and carefully select Class C Road Test. Don't accidentally click Permit Test. Finally, enter your learner's permit number and pick your date. Moving on to Section 5, Insider Tips and Warnings. Let's beat the system safely. Okay, so if you absolutely have to walk in without an appointment, or if you're hunting for a last-minute cancellation online, timing is everything. The absolute worst times: lunch hours, evenings, Mondays, Fridays, and basically any time right around a holiday. Your sweet spot is going to be mid-morning, right in the middle of the week, and ideally the middle of the month. And please pay attention to this massive security warning. Because the booking system requires your phone number, scammers have totally adapted. You might get texts claiming your license is suspended or asking you to click a link to pay a fee or confirm your spot. Ignore them. The Bureau officially states they never issue unsolicited texts for this stuff. Always verify your schedule directly through the secure maine.gov site. Which brings us to Section 6, Final Prep and Disclaimer. Wrapping up. When you successfully book online, the system emails you a digital confirmation ticket. You have to save this. This is your golden ticket. Print it out or just have it ready on your phone, because you must present it to the staff when you arrive. If you book and don't see that email pop up within a few minutes, check your spam folder immediately, because you really can't check in without it. For all you aspiring drivers out there taking the road test, keep the number 7 in your head. If things don't go as planned and you fail the driving skills test, Maine has a mandatory 7-day waiting period. You can't just log back in from the parking lot and book a test for tomorrow. You have to wait a full week before you can even re-enter the scheduling system. So, practice hard and really try to make that first attempt count. Quick professional disclaimer before we wrap up. While every effort has been made in this explainer to ensure accuracy based on our sources, you know how it is. Government procedures, fees, and document requirements can and do evolve. Always verify all information directly through official Maine BMV resources like maine.gov before you book. So we've walked through the 2 different portals, the strict document rules, the step-by-step guides, and some vital security tips. The only question left is, are you ready to grab your paperwork and finally beat the BMV at its own game? Let us know in the comments if you managed to use that 60-day booking window, or maybe you snagged a really lucky cancellation. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.